Hi, this is a demo of a simple app I built to stay organized. So I usually work on several different projects and I like to group things according to the activities I'm doing. Um, for this app, I built out the front end using HTML and vanilla JavaScript. And I built out the back end using Ruby on Rails as an API, and that exposes some endpoints that our front end can then communicate with to fetch information or post data to create workspaces. Um, So yeah, let's just jump right into it and see how this app works. At the moment, I'm growing mushrooms, so let's take a look at how I'm going to go about using this app to stay organized. I'll first prepare my substrate, and we create a workspace. This is just a form, and once you create this form, we get a card for it that slots into a designated spot. We'll then inoculate the substrate. And within each workspace card, we have another form over here, and that's to add tasks. So we will sterilize, and that'll take 45 minutes. We can then bag, and it'll take 20 minutes. Over here, we'll grow our culture, and that'll take something like 24 hours. And then we will inject the substrate with our culture. So let's take a look at a diagram to see how the data flows through this app. Specifically, we'll use creating a new workspace as an example. So I alluded to this before, but let's take a look at it once again. Now the HTML on the front end, we can think of it as sort of the groundwork or a template. There's a designated space for a workspace form. And then there's also a designated space to display all the workspace cards that we generate on the fly. Now, the data flow goes something like this. We'll first fill out the workspace form, and once we hit submit, our JavaScript, there's an event listener there, and it will sense this click or submitting the form, and it'll invoke a function that will perform an asynchronous request using the fetch API. So in this case, we're going to be posting data to the backend. Once that data arrives on the backend, we create and persist an object, and we persist it to the database, and then send that back to the front end. Once the data is received back from the API over here, we're going to build out an HTML card. So we're going to receive a JSON response, we're going to unpack it, and then we'll build the various HTML elements to form our card, and then we append it to the specific location that we designated. In this case, it's this workspaces, and this is just a div, and we insert cards that we create into it.